buttons, we have our background. We don't yet have our label here. And the interesting thing is that if this is what you want on every single web page, then I want you to put it here. But if it's not, if you want something slightly different on different web pages, then we'll do something different at a later point. This is just a text box. I'm going to click here back, and I'm going to click on Insert. And on Insert, you'll notice it says Text Box. And right here, in between the black and the orange and the jumping down here to the lower orange, I'm going to left mouse click. And when I left mouse clicked, it automatically popped in a box, and I have you'll notice now, if we move this, you have a flashing insertion point. So I'm going to type in, oh my goodness, something is happening. Okay, so apparently the box that I created is upside down, so therefore so is my text. So I'm going to delete that. And I'm going to try this again. Text box. Nope. What it's trying to do at this point, folks, is it's putting text into the boxes that I've already created, and that's not what I'm after. So sometimes you have to trick it. And I'm going to go back here to text box, click text box, and instead of clicking anywhere here on my PowerPoint window, I'm going to click out here, and notice that it gives me a text box outside of the PowerPoint. So I'm going to type in electronic portfolio, and now I'm going to drag this up. There we go. Do a little tilde here, and I'm going to type in business education. Now I could leave it like that, or I could spice it up a little bit, and I can spice it up by, right now I have it at Arial 18, which is not bad. Click on business education. I've just selected business education within that text box, and notice here on the font grouping, I'm going to click text shadow. So it just gave it a little bit different look. Let's add some navigation here. Now we can add the navigation at this point because of the pieces that we have at the bottom. The actual pages that I discussed earlier, the home page, which is what we're creating right now, the personal information, those pages, that navigation can't happen until almost till the end when we add these pages in. So let's start here. Click on the back button, and then if you're not already there, go to the Insert tab. And we're going to link this. There's the difference between a hyperlink and an action. And a hyperlink can be used in a lot of different ways, but in this case, we're going to use an action. So I'm going to left mouse click on action, and you get a new dialog box. And you'll notice that now I get to tell it on a mouse click, so when anybody ever clicks back, then I want it to, within the program, hyperlink to the next slide. Nope, that's not the one I need. I need to go previous slide. Tell it OK. And I'm going to click on next. Hyperlink, nope, I want to click on action. Hyperlink to, next slide, works out perfectly. Okay, well let's take a look at the home one, because the home would be, let's go back to the very first one. We can do this one either way. I'm just going to go ahead and show it to you in action. So I'll click action, and this one, because the home button will be on a multitude of slides, you could be on slide 50. You wouldn't want this one to be previous. You want to hyperlink this one to the first slide, because the home slide would be your first slide. And okay. Now, web search. This is the one that we will actually go out and use the hyperlink for. So I want to skip that one for a minute and click to exit. Again, click exit, click action. And exit is an interesting one, because exit means that we're going to go ahead and close this PowerPoint and end the show, which is really what we're doing. We're not creating a web page, although it looks and feels like a web page. We're actually creating a PowerPoint show. So we want to use exit to end the show. And OK. Okay, so the final one here on our navigation at the bottom is the search. And you could add an actual text box down here that says web search if that's what you want. I'll show you how to do that in just a moment. I'm going to move these around so I can show that to you. I'll click on the binoculars, and this time I'm going to click to hyperlink. Now, I get a different dialog box here, but what I really want it to do is, you'll notice on the far left-hand side, existing file or web page, and that's the option, the link to option we want. And here you need to put in the HTTP. So I just typed the H and something popped up, whatever it might be, the last thing I did, HTTP : 2/. And then I want, in this case, you can have it go anywhere. Since it's a web search, you can have it direct to the ISU web page. If you want it to go to Google, you can have it go to Google. So google.com, I'm not sure if it's www or google.com, but it seems to me like it would be either or. But if you're having it go to a specific place, you double check what it needs. I'm going to tell that OK. I want to add a text box to the side of this that actually says web search. I'm going to probably have that same problem I had at the top here. I'm going to click text box. I'm going to click over here. I'm going to type in web search. I'm going to drag this box down. There it is. When we place our pointer over the binoculars, it will give the hand to be able to take it out to web search. But you can also make the text box a hyperlink out to web search. So I've selected the box. I want to click insert, take us back to the hyperlink part. Click hyperlink. We're going to go to the same thing. We're going to go existing page, address, HTTP. The last place I was at Google. That's perfect. I want to tell it OK. And there I am. So when I place, and I'm not going to run the show here, but what I'll do is I'm going to hold my control key down to show you that these will actually show a hand to show you that they're going somewhere else. So holding my control key down. Okay, that's not going to work using Camtasia, so apparently I'm not going to be able to do that. So I'm going to run this show, and then you'll be able to navigate down to the bottom to see how this will look. So I'm going to run it from the beginning, slideshow from beginning, and you'll now want to use your scroll bar to go down and see how that looks. Here's the page, and if I place my pointer over back, you notice that back there's a hand now. If I place my pointer over next, there's a hand. If I place my pointer over home, there's a hand. It goes away when I move away. There's my web search. There. And hopefully you can see it, but when I place my pointer over the binoculars, it actually pops up HTTP, and it's taking you out to Google. There's web search. Now, looking at this visually, I think those buttons and web search could be much smaller. And then there's my exit, which would end the show. I'm going to click exit. Takes me back.